So, this morning, what I want to talk about is what to do if you feel like you failed. Okay. I think that everybody has been in this circumstance. Um, I mean, you've definitely been through it before. If you're going to say that you haven't, then you, that's bonkers to me. But not only have we been through it before, but we cycle through it, right? It's like even whenever you uh, you know say you do something right and you do something well, where you're going to hit another level where it feels like failure, right? And so what I want to address here is I want to address, what do we do in those moments, in the moments where we feel like we have a massive hiccup, or we feel like we have come to the end of our understanding, whatever it is, right? So I had someone message me this morning. I won't say who it is, but I had somebody message me this morning, and she's like, I've been trying to do this for years and I just can't, it's like I just can't get it going. I just can't figure it out, basically. And uh all of the needs as to why it needs to work started coming out. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do a video about this morning, because I'm certain that you're not the only person in this place. And if anything, there will be people in this place in the future also. And what I want you to know is, by the end of this video, you're going to have a new feeling of, I can do this. And it's not going to be some sort of rah fake feeling. You're going to hear things that there are things that I'm working on right now, you guys, that just so you know, I'm just going to front load this real quick. These are what I've been doing behind the scenes. And I always do things behind the scenes, and I get them going before I mention them, before I say anything about them. So I've been doing this for a long time, and so now I'm just going to finally say it. But so I came up with HBR. HBR is home-based revolution. It's exactly the blueprint of how I created what we have running here. I mean, it's precisely everything that I have done. And whenever people do it, it works, right? The thing that gets in people's way as they're doing it is their head, their mind gets in their way, right? So whenever you have a world of infinite potential, right? When you have all of these ideas and all of these things you could do, it's very difficult for most people to pick one. And so what they do is they try to do it all at once. And then they're like, why isn't it working? Well, you scattershotted all of your attention, right? All of what you wanted to focus on is a scatter shot, and you're not focused on anything to be able to see it through and then add something and see it through and add something and see it through. That's how I do things. But when it's a scatter shot of start it all now, then it's kind of like, it feels chaotic, right? And I mean, it feels a little like Pigpen, where you see he's got like this cloud of, and then that cloud to me would be chaos, right? Just fear, anxiety, chaos, excitement. There's good things inside that cloud too, but it's still just a cloud in a whirlwind. And you're kind of like, where do I find myself in this, right? I know some of you know what I'm talking about. I know you do. But with HBR, like, I did the blueprint, but then, people still get stuck in the infinite potential of it all. They still get stuck in, okay, well, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, and then they do nothing. In a world of infinite potential, or in a world of, we can really, I mean, truly, you guys, we live in an amazing time right now. I know that it is also on the other side of the balance. Also, it's like it was the best of times and the worst of times, right? Like, that's kind of that is what it feels like right now. for families and for us and for people that want to make a difference in the world, man, we can show up in a way that we've never been able to show up before. And we've got help, and we've got assistance, and we've got tech, and we've got tools to be able to do everything that we want to do right now. Except the thing is determining what we want to do right now, right? And not just going 0 to 60 in no time, and then having it be a scatter shot, freak us out, and then we feel like a failure. Well, I did all of these things. I spent all of this time working on this and da-da-da-da-da, and then nothing happened. And so it must be me. And so I must be wrong. And I must be a failure. Because if this is supposed to work for everybody, why isn't it working for me? Right? That's the stuff that people go through. And it's okay. The reason why that is, the system does work for everybody if you do it the way I say to do it. But a lot of people want to jump, they want to jump. And so they want to do more than what I said. Do this, see it through, do this, see it through. So here's the deal. And then a lot of folks can't even get off the starting line because they sit in this world of, I could do so much. And then you sit there and you think, okay, well, if I did all of this stuff, this would happen. And this would be my life. And this would be my impact. And ooh, that's exciting. And then you're like, oh, and then if I do that, this will happen. And so guys, we sit in a story. We sit in our own narrative. We sit on a couch, not moving, not impacting, and not doing because we're dreaming of all the things we could do. And what we have to do is we have to do. We got to actually do the things, right? And so what I'm adding into, well, it's an iteration. It's an evolution of HBR. HBR has evolved. It has evolved. Everything evolves. Everything should evolve or else it becomes obsolete, right? HBR is now evolving into a point where I show you precisely how to be able to find these things, like how to know, like as you go through the modules, like here's, what are you going to do your stuff for? Obviously, I already have bat signal and business plan blueprint. If you are stuck on your bat signal, if you're stuck on your bat signal, message me. You need to get one of those, okay? Or you need to talk to one of my strategists. You need to be able to get your bat signal figured out. If you don't know your bat signal, the rest of it can't happen yet. Or else it's going to be scattershot, or else it's going to be overgeneralized. You're going to have to do all of that work over again whenever you know what your actual bat signal is. You need to know what your bat signal is. Do not move forward unless you know what that is, okay? And those are the reports that I am doing for people. I'm doing massive research. This stuff usually costs like 75 grand and takes 6 months to do, okay? The work that I'm doing for people usually costs 75 grand and takes 6 months to do. I'm not kidding. Ask the people that have them already. It looks like that. And so you find out all about who your person is, what they need, what they're looking for. I mean, it makes everything else easy. Everything else gets very easy, okay? And so that's the first thing. But with HBR, what I'm doing is I'm adding in ways to be able to utilize ChatGPT. I'm giving you actual prompts to utilize what I use, okay? To utilize ChatGPT to figure out all of these things in between the modules. So there is never a point where you're like, I wonder if. I'm going to show you how to get it based on your bat signal. So there's that. HBR, when I'm done with it, my tentative date, I'm just going to put it out there because I believe in putting dates out there. My tentative date to have the new iteration done is December 15th. I want it to be locked, loaded, ready to go December 15th, okay? So anywho, whenever that is all said and done, people should be able to get their system set up within 2 weeks And then it should only take an hour a week to keep it going. That's real talk, okay? I don't exaggerate. That's real talk, right? So now let's go back to, what do you do when you feel like a failure? First of all, what you need to do is, 10 minutes in, first of all, you need to make sure that you align, get yourself in a community of people that are pushing you and of people that are speaking life into you. Not people that, I mean, a lot of times, God bless them, but a lot of times the people in your family are going to be able, or are going to be saying like, well, why hasn't this happened yet? And da 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 da. And they're going to put a lot of pressure on you. And when they put pressure on you, you start to wonder yourself. You start to think like, why haven't I done this? What is wrong? Is something wrong here? When really they don't have proper expectations, right? So they see that you went, that you tried to do this thing and they gave you 1 or 2 weeks and they're like, well, why isn't it done yet? And why aren't we making money yet? And why aren't we da 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 da? They don't have proper expectations. They have no idea. And God bless them. I don't believe that they're trying to be malicious. But what we should do with our families is we should set proper expectations. We should say, okay, so I'm working on this thing and I'm doing this thing. And then another thing that I would say to them is, I know what this sounds like. I know that I have done this in the past, this in the past, this in the past, and those things didn't work out. And what you say to them is, it's okay. Today is different. Here's the expectation I'm giving you. This is an ownership of your own outcomes, guys. This one piece of advice right here, to own your own outcome and to put it out into the world and to tell your family the outcome that you're about to do, is monumental when it comes to actually accomplishing the task. Because you're going to say, I'm going to do this. This is about how much time it's going to take me. Okay? Hold yourself to that. I have a meeting with my husband every Friday. Every Friday. Even at this point, you guys, we set expectations. Okay, well, I'm doing a challenge. The link is in the description of this video. I have a challenge coming up. It is a free 5-day living room to launchpad challenge, right? I'm going to walk you through setting up your very first income stream, and it's going to be profitable, should be profitable by the end of the 5 days. If you do the things that I tell you to do, you should be making money by the end of the 5 days, okay? Free challenge. The link is in the description of this video. But so when I tell Mike about that, I'm like, okay, so I've got the landing page done, I have the emails done, I have the this, I have the that. And then he's like, okay, cool. So what do we expect for next week? Awesome. Here's what I'm doing next week. Boop, 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 boop. All should be done by Friday. That's what we set expectations, and then we manage the expectations, and then we actually do the things. So really, guys, I think what I'm getting at most here, as I've walked around to it, verbally processed in front of and with you, right? What we're really coming around to here, guys, is ignore everything that happened before. Take ownership of everything that happens today. Moving forward. You're at the reins. You're at the helm. Put yourself in a community of people that love you, lift you up, will speak life into you. If you're not in one of those communities, again, in the description of this video is my group. It's called Families Creating Legacies, and that's what we're doing. Okay? And that's what we do in there. We're a community of people that love each other, lift each other up, support each other. That's what we're doing in there. Okay? And so if you don't have a community, please just come join our community. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to whatever. Just join our community so we're able to help you also. You shouldn't do this alone. I'm going to say you can't do this alone. Okay? So whenever you feel like you failed, I want you to look back at what has happened before, and I want you to create a wall between you and it. Allow the lessons to come through the wall, but don't let that anxiety, that fear, that identity, don't let that come through the wall. Be a smart filter on your own wall. So draw a wall between you and what has happened before, and then say today is different because I'm following somebody who knows what she's doing. She has done it before. She continues to do it over and over and over and over again. She has my best interest at heart. She has my family's best interest at heart. She wants to see me win, and so does this whole community. There is no way I could fail unless I quit. I promise we got you. I love you, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.